What is criminology? According to Edwin Sutherland, criminology is the entire body of knowledge regarding crime as a social phenomenon. It includes within it a scope of the process of making laws, of breaking laws, and of reacting towards of the breaking of the law. Who coined the term criminologia? The term criminology was derived from Italian term. Criminologia coined by Raffaele Garofalo, an Italian law professor in 1885. Who used the term criminology? The term criminology in 1885, Paul Topinard, a French of anthropologists, to use the term criminology. It is an applied science, discipline that is used to existing scientific knowledge. It is a social science. Crime is a social creation and it exists in a society being a social phenomenon. It is dynamic. It is concomitant with the advancement of the other sciences that have been applied to it. It is nationalistic. The study of crime must be in relation with, with the existing criminal law, territory, and country. Sociology of law. Criminal law has developed as a process of formal or social control. Sociology, the study of social problems. Criminal etiology, the study refer to the scientific study of how and why people committing crimes. Criminological research, the study of crimes correlate with antecedent variables of state of crime trend. Criminal demography, the study of the relationship between criminality and population. Criminal epidemiology, the study of the relationship between environment and criminality. Criminal ecology, the study of criminality in relation to the spatial distribution of a community. Criminal physical anthropology, the study of the criminality in relation to physical constitution of men. Criminal psychology, the study of human behavior in relation to criminality. Criminal psychiatry, the study of human mind in relation to criminality. Victimology, the study of the role of the victims in the commission of a crime. Crime, an act or omission in violation of a public forbidding or commanding it. Felony, an act or omission punishable by law which commit by means dolo or deceit or culpa or fault, and punishable under the revised penal code. Offense, an act or omission in violation of a social law. Infraction, an act or omission in violation of a city or municipal ordinances. Delinquency, act not in conformity with the norms of society. Crime malainse, immoral or wrong, such as rape, murder, assault, and robbery. It means bad itself. Crime mala prohibita, they are acts that are considered wrong only because there is a law against them, such as tax, traffic, and drug laws. Intentional felonies, by means, dolo, or deceit. For example, you plan to kill someone and perform all the execution. Non-intentional felonies, for example, culpa or fault. For example, you can drive a car and not expected that cause not getting a brake fix, so you commit crime. It means my mistakes. Consummated crime, when all the elements necessary for its execution and accomplishment are present. Frustrated crime, when the offender has performed all the act of execution which will produce the felony. Attempted crime, for example, Juan and Pedro. Juan, he planned to kill Pedro. And then Pedro took pity on Juan, so he did not do all the execution to kill. Simple crime. Single act constituting only one offense, but only one. For example, robbery, homicide, murder, theft, and libel. Complex crime. Single act constituting two or more grave or less grave felonies. For example, robbery with homicide, rape with homicide, arson resulting in death and damage to property. Grave felonies, those to which the law attaches the capital punishment or afflictive penalties. Less grave felonies, those to which the law attaches the capital punishment. Less grave felonies, those to which the law attaches correctional penalties. Light felonies, those to which the law attaches the penalty of arrest to minor or a fine not exceeding 200 pesos. 200 pesos. Acquisitive crime. Acquisitive crime. For example, when the giver obtains material obtained from the crime, such as piracy and theft. Extinctive crime. For example, extinctive crime. Crime is dead if the result of the criminal act is destruction. Rational crime. They weigh the potential benefits and consequences of their actions. Irrational crime. Taking offense or becoming angry about a situation that has not yet occurred. White collar crime is a corporate piracy fraud like for corruption. Blue collar crime. Commit by ordinary professional criminal to maintain his livelihood. For example, shoplifting and theft. Seasonal crime. For example, commit only at certain period of the year. Commit only at certain period of the year. Situational crime. Refer to how in certain situation adoption can be made to prevent criminal act. Instant crime. For example, copying someone's work as a result of doing so in limitation. Copying someone's work as a result of doing so in limitation. Episodic crime, for example, yet again and again committing theft and rape because no one knows what he is doing. Bias crime, threatens to physical harm a person or his or her religion or country. Lead crime, to ascertain the act of fact so that there is sufficient evidence to charge the people at fault. Criminal due process. Due process by means that laws must be applied fairly and equally to all people. Prosecution. It will be forwarded to the court to determine the result. Probable cause. This is reason enough. Preliminary investigation. Determine who commit the crime and to apprehend the offender. Ex-convict. He was sentenced to life and served a term in prison unless granted pardon. Corporate crime. Violation of environmental law or fraud in the corporation as applicable. Acquittance rape. Acquittance rape is a rape that is perpetrated by a person who know the victims. Aggravated rape is a more serious form. Aggravated rape is a more serious form Aggravated rape is a more serious form of the crime of rape or sexual assault. Date rape, forcible sex during the courting relationship. Gang rape, forcible sex involving multiple attacker. Marital rape, forced to have sex with his wife. Forced to have sex with his wife. Serial rape, multiple rape, committing one person over time. Statutory rape, sexual relations between an underage minor female or male and an adult male. Statutory rape. Burglary. Sus. Arson. Pingay. Homicide. Generic term of killing. For example, you plan to kill someone and perform all the execution. Infanticide. Killing of an infant less than 72 hours. Abortion. An act of destroying, killing a fetus in the womb. Suicide. Killing of her life cause of problem. Mass murder. Too many were killed due to the blast. Murder. The unlawful killing of a woman being with malicious intent. Serial murder. The killing of a large number of people over time by an offender. Acquittance robbery. Robbery who focus their death in people they know. Republic Act 6506. An act creating the board examiners for criminologists. Republic Act 11131. Criminology refers to the scientific study of crime and the victims. Republic Act 9208. An act to institute policies to eliminate trafficking in person, especially women and children. Republic Act 1922. An act to authorize the President of the Philippines to appoint 2 additional councilors for the city of Marawi. Intellectual property theft is where a person knowingly copies a company logo and use it on their own items without the company consent. Illicit trade of small arms and light weapons. Authorized transfers of small arms and light weapons. Arson. When a person sets their home on fire to collect the insurance. Arson for profits must lead to someone else's property getting damaged. Arson fraud. Repetitive fire setting is broken down into 3 classifications. Burglary. If you broke into a neighbor house. Burglary. If you broke into a neighbor house planning to steal his flat screen. Carjacking. To force the driver to take you someplace. Churning. Excessive trading of asset in a client. Brokerage account in order to generate commissions. Commercial theft. Includes everything that is not residential property or government own store business. Grand larceny. For example of grand larceny, include auto, theft, shoplifting of a large amount of a good. Larceny. For example of larceny, a man walks into a store and tries on a coat. Petty larceny. Petty larceny, when someone takes another person's vehicle, it is known as automobile theft. Pilferage. Pilferage. They include they include piracy and trafficking person. They include piracy, pilferage. Pilferage. They include piracy and illegal trafficking, ethnic tension, irregular militaries. Militaries. Robbery. Robbery is defined as taking the property of another. Trafficking in person. Theft, drugs, cultivating, selling counterfeit goods, or force begging. Environmental law. Environmental crime. Environmental activity is the improper disposal of cyber capital punishment, death penalty, sodomy, men-to-men fuck, bestiality, animal shop, code of Dracon, ultimate in severity, tooth for a tooth, lex talionis principle, Cesar Beccaria is a father of criminal. Cesar Beccaria is the father of classical criminology. Hedonistic, classical, classical school from committing crimes. Punishment, how harsh the punishment of crime.